This is Harbor, an Indian criminal and kind of an astral guardian. Essentially, the rings and bracelets he used are artifacts that unlock this map. Actually, Lotus. He also, I believe, works for the Sands of Hourglass, the same association that hired Omen and ISO. I'm a little lost on that lore, unfortunately. He is the fifth controller added to the game, and the 21st agent following Fade, but before Gecko. Aesthetic wise, I think he rocks a really nice green and blue gradient. I quite enjoy the outfit and overall vibe he gives off personally. Personality wise, he seems also very quite upbeat and lively, similar to Astra. Very energetic, very friendly. Meanwhile, attacking and defending, he's definitely one I feel a little more comfortable defending with. I don't deny his potential on attack, but he definitely is one character I think breaks the mold I've seen of a lot of more stoic characters doing better on defensive and a lot more energetic characters doing better on attack. I do think he's very strong defending or even holding a site when you're attacking, just because of the amount of smoking potential he possesses. It makes it very easy to hold multiple angles. Starting off with his C, we have his Cascade. It is a moving wall that applies slow to anyone who goes through it, and in this case it's a slowness effect of 30%. It's the 6 meter height and it moves at 6.5 meters a second, and it can travel between 5 and 35 meters. What you do is you hit C, you left click, and you stop it where you want it to stop. So for example, I could be trying to break up sightline for a sniper and allow my team to move past it. But notice the slowed effect. It's not a very long duration slowed effect. I'll admit I forgot to get the number. But it is quite impactful, as 30% is nothing to sneeze at. Second up, we have his Q ability, his Cove. You hit Q to, of course, equip it like you do every other piece of util, basically. And then you can either throw it long or throw it short. The Cove is essentially his traditional smoke, but it has HP. And notice as you break it, the swirling lines around it disappear steadily. It has a radius of 4.5 meters, a shield duration of 15 seconds, with 500 HP that starts to decay after 10 seconds. Notice it slowly decreased the amount of swirling lines. Next we have his E and his signature ability. He is one of 2 agents in the game that focus on wall-based smokes. This is called High Tide. It is a very long wall that you can maneuver with 50 meters maximum, though you can cut it short. And a height of 5 meters, so characters like Raze and Jet will struggle to look over, though they still can. But notice I can maneuver it. How you do that is you hit E, of course, to equip, left click, and hold the left click. And then it follows however your mouse cursor goes. And notice you can get it up on ledges. Notice also that if you look up, it slows down how fast you're placing it, so you can get some more precise corners. Obviously this is not a good example, I'm just using this to demo how slow it can be placed. Oh, and I did forget to mention, the High Tide does also apply a 30% slow debuff if you go through it. Lastly, we have Harbor's ult, Reckoning. This is Reckoning. It's his ultimate at 7 points long. It's a large pool at 21.25 meters, I believe, in diameter. It actually really did not say if that was radius or diameter. That will attempt to concuss enemies in it. The concuss lasts for 2 seconds, and again, it limits speed, fire rate, stuff like that. It makes the attempt 3 times at a 4.5 meter around the enemy's feet. Notice it's surrounding the enemy harbor. 2. and then a third one should be appearing there. It makes one attempt every 3 seconds, so the enemies do have a chance to escape it, but it's a narrow window if they're not careful. The funny thing about this, and one thing that a lot of people still don't fully understand, is the ultimate moves forward, as you can notice here, right? But it also moves with your momentum. So for example, if I start moving to the left, notice that it's steadily moving to the left. It's not largely moving to the left, but the fact that it's moving to the left, I think, is a great thing to keep in mind if you want to try Harbor out. What I like to do personally is I like to go back when I do it, because look at how slow it moves. I like to use it to take sights. So I might use that something like here to try and get on site. But we'll get to that a little bit in a minute. How I would play Harbor. As I've mentioned, I do struggle a little bit on the offensive with him. His util doesn't come naturally in an offensive capability to me. But what I will do for his High Tide, which does regenerate, is something like this to try and isolate A long. My team hopefully can get the kill on the enemy watching us, in this case my friend who's playing Harbor. I might also even throw a Cascade down A long, but I would like to try and save those for the post plant. Cove, I like to try and use Cove to give my ally time to plant, so they come in here, plant where they want to in the Cove, or if they want to try and play outside of it and use it as a traditional smoke to cover them. The Cascades and the recharged High Tide I would try and use for the post plant, something like that to seal off that side, and this to try and isolate here a little bit so we can go for the pick and pull back. They don't last long, sure, but if you hear somebody, they're not hard to throw up. And with how I play, because I don't change the key bindings, my finger is right there anyway to hit the C. His ultimate, as I mentioned, I would want to play something like around door, where I start backing up. Or if you really want to play it a little more aggressively, though I don't think this would be a smart play, you could try pushing here and get it on site fast, but from further away. I don't like this play myself, though. I've never seen anyone try it. On defending, what I'll normally do actually is I'll normally try and throw my wall from B on Lotus. But you also have capability for something like this. Or if you are okay with surrendering a little bit of land to get a more funneled position. This gives up a lot of ground though, because now they can get in here without you knowing, and could control the A-link portion of the map. Similarly, Cascade down here is not bad. This doesn't give up this portion, and you still funnel them over here. Or on top of here, if there's something like a jet, raise, stuff like that. Cove, I more just use... I kind of ignore Cove a little on defense by accident. I'll more use it as a stalling thing, like if they're advancing, throw it here. This way we can reposition around, be safe. You know, you're trying to, as a controller, you're trying to keep your team alive. Again, you can use his ult to stall the advance a little bit too. I would probably suggest doing it like here though, just so you're not in the open. In a retake situation, I would want my wall somewhere like here. Again, you're a controller, you're trying to break up the sites. So you're trying to break up the site, you can clear, well that's still up because obviously I got delayed with joking with my friend. You can try and clear back here for example. Just start limiting the angles where you know they can be. Again, Cascade, always useful to just break up the sites. And Cove for defusing is really strong in a retake situation because if the spike was planted, I could just hide in here. Yes, they can shoot at it, It's not difficult
I
to
mean,
half it while the cove is still up.
I could just sit in there.
I mean, yeah, enemies can always sit there, but like I always say, you have to improvise and adapt and don't just keep doing the same things. If they start understanding how to counter you, it's not worth it to keep sticking to what you know because they know how to counter what you know. Get unpredictable. Lastly, again, his ult just to clear the site and start limiting where they could be. So this plus the wall means you're relatively safe on the people over there. And you can go for the spike while knowing roughly how many are on site. Can I get a wall from like here to here? That works. So one thing I want to test is just if Sage's wall affects Harbor's Cascade. I imagine this will just go right through like it did with the backside of the map. Yeah, what I expected. But always good to test these interactions. Alright, now we're going to test Harbor's Cove versus Molly's. Raze has one of the better damaging ones, I believe. Can you just keep throwing grenades into the cove? Yeah, it is removing lines, so... Honestly, only 2 grenades, that surprises me. Only 2 grenades surprises me a little. And then the last interaction I want to see is just Yoru's Fake Out versus Harbor's Ultimate. Can I get a clone, please?
Let's turn the die. Ultimate ready.
Alright, well, once it's against the wall, right?
Let's turn the die. Ultimate
Yes, so Harbor's Ultimate does go around the Fake Out. Good knowledge.
Oh. Have you tested if it works on ulted Yoru?
Oh yeah, let's try it. Ulted Yoru could be fun.
Let's turn the die. Ultimate ready. Let's turn the die.
Let me know if you're in that, by the way.
I am.
Alright. So yeah. I figured it wouldn't work on you, but it's always good to test, right? Oh, but if you go out mid-ult, mid-Harbor's ult, it still affects. That's cool. Util-wise, I would definitely say he's a 4 out of 10. He is great for smoking, but because his kit is so one note, it can lack a little bit. Notice a lot of other agents, especially controllers, do still have damaging things or status effects. Clover and Viper have decay. Omen has, I believe it's a near sight, not a blind. Astra can still apply vulnerable or concuss, stuff like that. Harbor does kind of just stick to smoking, save for his ultimate. On the note of his ultimate, I think it's a 6 out of 10. It's a little weak, but it can give some really good information if you use it to its fullest. I think it's been a little underrated, but I would like to see a slight buff to it too. Maybe a slight size increase or even a 4th charge of the attempting to concuss the opponent. But that's Harbor's abilities. Let's just cover his Agent Pass. For Harbor's Agent Pass, I would like to give some shout outs to That's a 6 at tier 1. I like when they go to the cultures of these countries, like how Fade had some Turkish coffee, some of the Turkish coffee culture. Harbor has some cricket here. I just love these little nods, and especially when they're themed so brilliantly to them, like the, almost water kind of, coloring to the cricket paddle being swung. And then also, I know I keep calling them out, but Wake of Betrayal at tier 9 is just so beautifully done in my opinion. I just love so many of these just for how much they feel like a movie poster. They're brilliant. It's really well done. I love it. I love it every time. But this has been Harbor. Thank you for joining us today. Please like, comment what you learned or any tips for other players in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And join us next week when we cover ISO. Thank you and have a good day. Bye! Hello, so this is actually being recorded in post, but while editing this video, a friend of mine accidentally gave me a funny idea, where what if I did one of these while drunk? So for my first sub goal ever, At 500 subscribers, I will be recording one of these Valorant guides completely drunk. And keeping in all the best moments, of course, in the blooper reels like I always do, but still trying to keep it quality and educational. This will not expire until we at least finish the agent, so hopefully we get it before we get to Vice's guide, just so you can actually get this. But I thought this would be funny for everyone involved, and yeah, have a go out there, stay safe, and see you next week. Bye. Do not plant the bomb, please. We do not need explosions.
But I like the big boom boom.
I do too. Oh, I fucked up. Leave the match.
Why?
I forgot to turn on cheats.
God damn it, Panda! You know, this is a blooper in itself.
Honestly, that whole interaction needs to go in the blooper reel.
I like big boom boom though. Oh, can you back out?
Oh, let me also turn off my second mic on my OBS. I don't think it affects it, but this will be good testing, right? And now this is where I ask you to pull out the various abilities. So can I see you holding the C? Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, let me share my screen on Discord so you and Scylla can see what I see, right?
Although I don't think that would help with your recording equipment.
Oh, true. Just for this part, then. Can you hold out the Q? Alright, that's kind of cool. It kind of looks like you're holding like a Russian gun from Naruto or something.
Never seen Naruto, so I have no idea what that is.
Can you pull out E?
Probably one of the lamest ones.
Yeah, it's... I don't know, the Cascade was worse in my opinion, because at least this looks a little more action movie-esque, right?
Yeah.
And X, please, is the ult. Oh, that's kind of cool. Look at that. It just looks like you're holding like a little galaxy.
Yeah.
It's just a little too busy, though.
Oh.
Like, if his cape wasn't, like,
it-
flapping.
You know what it reminds me of? What are those things in the water when it's like a tornado but in the water so it sinks
Hurricane?
you down? No, in the
Oh,
water.
whirlpool.
Like,
Whirlpool.
it looks like a whirlpool if you look at it.
Yeah, I can
Because
see
the
it.
water is going towards the center.
Can you hold out the Q for this stuff, then? While I'm just monologuing, basically. This becomes where I'm going to speak for basically 2.5 minutes straight, no stop. I just want to see... Yeah, that's a little too busy on my screen. I actually went through that a lot faster, so you're free to move now.
See you in the
I love that you look down as if you felt shame. I know you don't feel shamed there.
Oh no, I definitely don't.
Alright.
Any last words?
Okay. That should be buffed on time, though, in my opinion. I probably shouldn't be saying that in the video, should I? How you do that is actually looking up slows down how fast it goes, and then you can also go on top of things, where if I'm looking down, it does... Oh, it does go up top. My bad.
It's
Right.
Phoenix's that does that.
Oh, so they modeled it a lot after the harbor wall. Yeah, I'll cut around this. I'll just put that all in, like, the bloopers, you know? Yeah, you can get out of this. I'm just showing niche capability. You are a little too obsessed with this bit for my liking.
Huh?
Ignore him, because that's a friendly harbor, essentially. But it's not difficult to half it. This is where we switch agents. I need Sage or Amalia, preferably besides Gecko. Did you ghost to get up there? No.
No?
Oh, I guess you could, yeah, with the boxes.
Yeah. Cheats. Agent for next round. Which one?
Either Sage or Amalia that isn't Gecko. I just don't like how his works mechanically, right?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Listen for the sounds of the sage wall.
Litra, I need you on A. The sooner you do this, the sooner we get out of this. Can I get a Malia or Yoru?
Your journey ends here.
Why did that teleport you down? And then can I get a Yoru?
Also, Panda, don't that's vice. Don't restart it. I want to test if this works.
What are you doing?
I was hoping it would change me to.
No, it doesn't. We've tried
Okay.
that before. Util Rise, I would Please stop the noise. You can leave the match now, Glitcher.
I wanted a big boom boom, so I planted the spike.